Good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is another Monday, another money-making Monday. And in fact, tonight, somebody may win some money. How about that? So I hope you're excited, wherever you are in the world. If you are on the first time on this webinar, do let me know. I always like to know where you may be coming in from, dialing in from. And if it's your first call, put a 1 in the chat so we know who you are. And tonight, guys, we're going to be, of course, talking about Bitcoin, the order of the day. But we're going to talk about how you can, grow your Bitcoin, more importantly. So, okay, welcome, Gemma. Good to have you on here. AK, good to see you in the house. And so we are literally in the next hour going to be covering a lot of information. I'm going to be talking pretty fast. For those of you that have been on one of my webinars before, I do talk pretty quickly, but you can slow it down. Hey, Adrian, good to have you on here. It's good to be in your company, sir. So there's a lot of information that I'm going to be sharing and trying to condense it within that hour time frame. But these recordings, these webinars are recorded, so that will obviously help some of you guys with coming back into finding all the information. All right, so I'm going to be spending the next few minutes sharing with you basically where the market's at. All right, so we know there's a lot going on in the market right now with especially with Bitcoin, but just the market in general. So you can see my screen here. Before I even go into the whole presentation tonight, I like to look at where we're at. So Bitcoin, and those of you who are brand new to Bitcoin, Bitcoin is now around, well, it's hit the 16,000 level. You should be able to see that on my screen. It's had a nice rally up there, so 16,800. Any bets on it hitting 17,000 by the end of the week? I'm not a betting man, but if I was, I may take some bets on that. But it's a crypto that has been at its peak. If I show you the history of Bitcoin real quick, was at one point all the way up to 20,000, right? And so we're almost peaking back up to those levels. A lot of analysts believe that we will hit 20,000 before the year is out, right? So there's lots of reports where people are thinking, Bitcoin is definitely, we know it's on a bull run right now, on the way up. But then what's going to happen there afterwards? Is it going to peter out? Is it going to grow anymore? The bigger question is the fact that Bitcoin is only going to be an infinite amount of it, ever available. And therefore, a lot of people, including myself, believe at one point in time, one Bitcoin may be as much as $500,000 or even more than that, okay? But let's just deal with what we've got right in front of us in the next couple of months. It may be hitting a $20,000 level, which will be great if that does happen by Christmas, or if it happens thereafter, maybe January or so. But I wanted to share with you guys this system that is going to incorporate a few investment companies that have been identified to help grow your Bitcoin. And I gave the game away real quick there because I showed my screen just before. I wanted to tease you into the information. But before I even do that, guys, I like to always look at the market. You guys who have been on these webinars from August have seen Bitcoin rally up in value. You've seen the dominance of Bitcoin is now 65% of the crypto market. Okay, so the crypto market is still very young, but again, it's pushing. These numbers are incredible. Its market cap, it's just growing all the time. There's over 7,500 different cryptos out there in the marketplace. And so as we look at this whole industry, which is booming for many reasons, but I'll always like to look at what's happened in the last 24 hours. We know first and foremost, in the last 7 days, to be making 9% just on your money is always good. We know there's a point where Bitcoin isn't just going to go up and up, just like a stock. It's not going to go up and forever. There's going to be some pullbacks, as the market retraces and find its levels and go further forward. And so just looking at the last 7 days of what's happened out there, we've seen Bitcoin go up almost 10%. We've seen Ethereum go up even close to 4%. Ripple, almost 15% in the last week alone. Okay, so we know these markets are moving, and with Litecoin, like knocking it out the park, 20%. Dare I look at anything that's top that? But I will do, because I just want to see what's happened in the last 24 hours in terms of movement. So again, this one here, $14, AGA 25%, and Litecoin, yeah, in the last 24 hours, definitely made a really good move. I almost say this every single week about AVE. I almost say this every single week. Is anybody doesn't believe that I mention AVE almost every single week? It's gone up 12% in the last 24 hours. I'm not, that is kind of a typical thing that I've noticed. But in the last week, almost 30%. There's other cryptos. If I look at the last week that's happened in the market, this has gone up 115% in the last 7 days. So we're talking an industry, guys, where you can't get these returns anywhere else. And anywhere else, you talk to the layman out the street, the layperson, they'll probably think you're running a scam, telling you, oh, I'm involved in this thing and I can get 70% return on my money on something that's not even $1. I mean, you do the maths there. Incredible. So we're going to be talking about Bitcoin, of course, but I just wanted to broaden the horizon of what's really out there, because this marketplace is it's booming, and we're going to be talking about diversifying your money for sure in crypto. So as this takes a little while for it to warm itself up, I did say at the beginning of the webinar I will be giving away some crypto, because I've had totally wrong website. I've done this before. I brought up some other dodgy website, and thank goodness it's not one that is one of those. I've done it again. It's not one of those that is gonna cause me to get a knock on the door, if you know what I mean. So I'm just going to type this in properly before I cause any more problems to myself. It's .group. I keep going .com. So I'm gonna have to bookmark that so I don't do that again. Right, so that out the way, I want to introduce you to a guy called Rabu Gary, and then I want to really go into the presentation. Because of him is why I'm showcasing these suite of companies. And some of these companies I've known about, and some of them I've known really a lot about for a good little while now. So just bear with me 2 minutes as I play the short video from Rabu Gary. If you can't hear it for any reason, do let me know in the chat and I will sort that out.
Hey everybody, Rabu Gary here with United Investment Group International. If you were invited to this page, you were probably having a conversation with a friend or a business partner of yours, and they were explaining with you the success that they've been having with our investment programs here. Before I go into any detail, I want to mention a couple of things. This is not sales. We're not looking for any salespeople. There's no startup costs. We're not looking for any recruiters. We don't have any trainings, any monthly meetings, anything like that. Now, if you like to do that, that's fine. That's just not us. We primarily make all of our money off investment opportunities. Now, I want to make this clear. We don't deal in the stock market. We don't deal with securities. We don't deal with life insurances or anything like that. So again, no sales, no stocks, no life insurances, no securities, none of the above. You don't need to have a license or brokerage license to be part of our group, okay? And primarily our group consists of a ton of people who are making great money. Now, this is not uncommon for someone to be making anywhere between $200 a day to over 20 grand a day with our group. And I'll mention that again, $200 a day to over 20 grand a day with our investment portfolio. Let me talk a little bit about our investment portfolio. We don't believe in putting all your eggs in one basket. I'm sure you don't believe in that either. Many of you probably work, you may have a traditional business, maybe you do dibble and dabble in the market, so on and so forth. Well, we have another way that you can make some serious money without blood, sweat, and tears, without, putting more time on your plate. As we all know, this is something that you can set it and forget it. And so with our portfolio, we have a couple of different spaces. One is the cryptocurrency space. I'm sure you are familiar with cryptocurrency by now, or even their flagship, Bitcoin. But we deal in different parts of the cryptocurrency space. Another lane for us is mortgage notes. It's like real estate on steroids. The thing about mortgage notes, you can learn a lot about them, but you have to have an in order to participate in that arena. And now you have an in with us. And then lastly, we have Amazon stores, and Amazon store is absolutely incredible. They're set it and forget it. You know, you'll have a store that's working for you. You don't have to lick a stamp, you know, or fold an envelope or mail a product. None of the above. It's incredible. Now we have an array of different investments in our portfolio. Okay, and none of them are high risk. We don't do high risk. We do low risk, high rewards. Again, low risk, high rewards, and that's important because people work hard for their money, and you never want to put yourself in a position where you're just throwing money to the wind. And so we're not about that. Now, a couple other things I want to mention. What I love about our group is that you don't have to take my word for it. You don't have to take the person's word for it who just, you know, gave you this link to look at it. Scroll down this page, click on our open Facebook page. Now, last time I checked, there's about 36,000 people in the group. Maybe by the time you're looking at it, it's 100,000 people in the group. And on
Rabu has greatly outlined what we're up to, what this investment group's up to. He mentioned there's a Facebook group. These are the testimonials from people within that group doing very well for themselves. But before I got involved myself, I reached out to a couple of people that were having success in this group, and that helped me make my decision. So, you know, if you want to get access to the group, whoever's invited you on should have a way to get invited into this group and know more about it. So we're talking about, of course, Bitcoin being the primary product to allow us to get involved in these projects in the first place. And so what I'm going to do over the next, 45 minutes or so is dig deep more into how those products all come together and how you can basically take advantage of that. As Rabu said, we're not here for selling. We're not here to, you don't have to recruit here. We just want you to put your money to work, make your money work harder for it than you do for it, right? So with that said, I'm gonna go into my slide deck. And again, I just want to get right back there. Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. So what Rabu has mentioned is about the United Investors Group. As you saw, there's a few companies that make up the whole investment group, and it's not a closed shop, right? There is one that's obviously not highlighted. There's not a company showing in there right now, but it will be, and we're about 30 days away from another great company to join. But I'm going to be sharing with you the companies that we currently have and how you can position yourself financially in all of these, because the ultimate goal, guys, is by 2023, having over 100 millionaires created. Now, to be honest, in 4 years' time, where we at? What year we are? 2020, right? I lose track. 3 years' time, depending on how you do right now, and especially with the value of Bitcoin and some of these other cryptos, it's not going to be too far of a stretch for you to become a millionaire. I don't think that's like out of the realms of possibility. That is something that is very achievable, especially when you see what I'm going to show with you. So don't be like a lot of people who are just waiting for that prime right time moment. Maybe want the price to come down to make it a bit cheaper. When I got involved in Bitcoin, it was about $500. And back then people were saying it was too expensive, or 500 quid, 500 pounds. They were saying it was too expensive. They're not saying that now. They wish they could have a time machine and go back. Don't we all wish we had a little time machine? We could just literally roll back 5 years time, from what we now know, be able to do what we could do, and then just bring us back to today. And then we'd be like, bam, we've got all the money that we need. We've got everything sorted out, all our wallets and everything, right? But we don't have that luxury. But what we do have is now, and now is all we have. So disclaimer, guys, this information here is shared in this presentation, is not financial advice whatsoever. If you need to consult somebody, your financial advisor, go forth and do that. We are just sharing information from our personal stories, from our personal results, and there's no guarantee you will experience these same results. Okay, so hope that's all clear. So the first company I'm really excited to talk about is CashFX, CFX, otherwise is affectionately known. Now, this is a company that's been around since July 2019. And we're literally a year on its anniversary. They had a launch in November of last year. My goodness, what a phenomenal year this company has had. Let me just talk a bit more about these guys. They're involved in the Forex industry. So they take your crypto. Let me just get this out of the way. They take your Bitcoin. So it's Bitcoin in, Bitcoin out, and they trade it in the Forex market. Now, I love the Forex industry. I'm just like, if I was to say I've got a big addiction, is to the Forex market. You can see how much is traded every day in the Forex market. It's over actually $6 trillion. Just want you to comprehend that, the amount of money that's traded in the Forex market. You know, during this whole pandemic situation, a lot of people have turned to the internet and turned to Forex trading. But the thing is, right, it's not easy to trade your own money. It's not easy to trade Forex, period, right? But it's even harder to trade your own hard-earned money. And so Cash FX have got professionals that will trade your money for you. And they've done this, guys, you know, successfully every single week since July 2019. And so if we look at the other markets, the futures market, the equities market, the stock exchange, all of these are fantastic markets, but we know what's happening out there with stocks and stuff like that. Unless you really know how to get in on stocks and you know, ride those and get options, your value of a lot of people's stocks are just totally obliterated, right? The company, there's a lot of, well, there are a lot of companies going out of business, unfortunately, because of what's happening out there, because of this whole economic crash. And so we've got a company here that has been, throughout the whole COVID situation, have been just bang on, like really professional, really good. The other thing they do is they teach you how to trade. And in fact, their anniversary event coming up in a few days' time, they're going to be talking about the future and what the new products are going to be looking like. And some of these products, some of these phases were obviously put on hold because of what's happened in this whole situation. And now, a year on, you know, it's been a huge success story. And so we like this idea. I used to spend years at an investment bank on the equities dealing floor. So that opened up my eyes. That got my eyes really wide open to the whole Forex industry or the whole trading industry. And so I've been a retail trader for over 10 years. And, you know, Cash FX just literally fit with my lifestyle, you know, perfectly. And I got a chance to meet the traders in Panama last year. So I really knew for sure these guys are trading. But guys, historically proven to be recession proof. You know, there's a lot of industries out there, unfortunately, they're getting killed, they're getting slaughtered. This industry, the Forex industry, has grown. There's some industries that have grown phenomenally well in this whole pandemic, right? You look at, Jeff Bezos. I mean, he's made more money than he can possibly count since this whole pandemic, guys. There's some industries that are just phenomenal to be part of. Forex is one of them, okay? And so putting your money here, let these guys trade for you. You're going to be leveraging your money without you having to do it. Isn't that great? Traded 24 hours a day, Monday to Friday. During the weekends, the Forex market is closed. And so we start back again Sunday night, Monday morning, depending where you are in the world, it's up and running. So love this industry. Most liquid financial market in the world. You'll notice on that slide, it didn't mention crypto, right? Crypto is a baby. It's a baby industry. It's only like 10 years old, if that. So it's not even close to some of these other industries, but give it time. Give it time. It will be up there. These are the guys who made it happen. The owners of the company, they have made a fortune from crypto themselves. The software they've used, they now implement it for their own company. I think that's ingenious. Something that they knew that worked for them, and now they've utilized that and created a phenomenal company around it. You can see that this is a real entity, guys. They are building what we call a legacy company. I can't vouch for many opportunities out there that have an intention of being around 10 years. I can vouch that these guys have all the intentions to be around for over 10 years plus. You know, they didn't just rent the floor. They actually bought the floor that their office is on. Very different intent. That tells me a lot about what these guys are doing. So from that point of view, I feel your money is in really good, safe hands. So you can get started in Cash FX from $300 all the way to $100,000. And as you go through the company, you can even go from one level to another. Yeah, so you don't have to be stuck at that level. I'm going to show you how from the profits that are generated, how you can roll that money into the other levels without you putting another penny you know, into your pocket from your own pocket. Okay, so the traders can trade up your money and use that profit to roll that in. So I want to talk about the cash flow quadrant real quick. You know, I believe we may all have heard of this gentleman called Robert Kiyosaki. Anybody not heard of Robert Kiyosaki? Just put a 2 in the chat for me. This gentleman has made his whole life about education, educating people on what is an asset, what is a liability. I mean, you know, just by reading his book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and then the cash flow quadrant just totally put my mind in a different phase of where I needed to be. And so generally, you know, everybody grows up thinking that, you know, we want to get a good job, we want to, you know, got the corporate ladder and whatever else may be. And then you kind of find out that it may not be as great as you envisioned it would be. And so what we're doing with investing our money, we're going into this side of the quadrant where it's passive. Your money, your money is working for you. We're not exchanging our time for money that we do if we were in a job situation. And if you've got a job, you know, these times are really tight, and, you know, do what you can to feed your family and look after your family. But ultimately, guys, a job has only got a limited capability for you to maybe live the lifestyle you want to. Okay, because if you have to constantly exchange your time for money, there's only a certain amount of time you physically have. You need to know how to leverage. And so Robert talks a lot about, you know, building networks. Yeah. And he used to, I actually saw him in London. You know, he used to poo-poo this whole industry of, you know, relationship marketing, network marketing. Even though what I'm sharing with you tonight, these companies are in those industries, but we're not talking about your network marketing typical proposition here tonight. We're talking about putting your money and making your money work for you. And the companies that have been selected are very good at that. Okay. And so that is where we want to get people to ultimately put their money to work as an investor, so that their money can constantly work for them while you're sleeping, while you're traveling, while you're doing anything. All right. And so this is the cash effects model. They have two sides of their way they make their money for you: bear capital, bull capital. And so the bear capital is that passive stream of income that we all have from day one. We don't need to do a thing. If you like that idea of having somebody else trade your money for you, then we have that option here. And then you can earn up to 2 times the package you joined with Cash Effects. They've got the bull capital. Bull capital is for those people who want to go out there. Now, the difference here is, guys, unlike a job situation where you're exchanging time for money, in a bull capital situation, you're working smart. You're sharing the idea with somebody who may be interested in what you're doing, making maybe the money that you're making, okay? And you can do this in so many different ways within the program. But what I love about this, guys, residual income, doing something one time and getting paid for a lifetime, okay? Imagine that. If you go back to the first day that you went to work, and if you could still be earning from that company today, that's what we're talking about. I'm sure no company would sign up for that, right? But in this industry, you can do something one time and that can pay you over and over. Some of the money I'm making today happened from July 2019. Can you believe that? Unbelievable in Cash Effects. So let's look at how this works. And you can make another 2 times your money. So let's say you started with $1,000 contract. You didn't start with 300, you started with 1,000. Now, 70% of that money will get traded for you, right? And you would also have that same capability to make up to 2 times your money. Isn't that great? So 1,000 in, and you can make up to $2,000 on that money. You share it with one person, at least one person, you're going to now open up another stream of income called the bull capital, which will again allow you to earn up to 2 times your money. So now you've got the capability to earning up to a maximum of 4 times your money when you join Cash Effects. Now, don't think this is the end, guys. This is just the beginning. This is just when it starts to get exciting, getting to this point and then upgrading your contract. So you can go from a 1,000 contract, from the profits you've made, upgrade to a $2,000 contract without you putting another penny in. The other thing about this is, even though we look at Cash Effects as, you know, long, steady program, be around, you know, growing your capital week in, week out. What if you want to make money today? Hello, share it with somebody. They join, you get paid instantly from when they join, okay? So the company will pay you in your wallet, and then you can withdraw that to your Bitcoin wallet anywhere you are within 24 hours typically. So that is fast, guys. There's not many companies that can pay you that quickly. So when they talk about fast start, they're not playing, right? They really mean fast start. So you got two elements here just on the get-go. And again, you've got the ability to earn up to 2 times, but then you want to, it's up to you. The smart money would be to upgrade to the next level from the profits they've made. And if you want to accelerate that, just share it with somebody. That's the quickest way to accelerate that money. You're going to see 30% of that 70%, 70% goes into trading, 30% goes into the academy. And so that what you can learn from the academy, which again, I'm sure they're going to be sharing with you the things that are about to come for the academy, for people who want to learn how to trade, not just those who want to just let the money roll in passively. So the company's been making anywhere between 5 to 15% on average, coming in week upon week, guys. When I tell you that every Saturday I could set my clock by the email I get from the company telling me how much money they've made for me that week, and then I withdraw it that Saturday. And like today, my money, I think I got a message saying my money is coming in, like my request from Saturday coming in. So typically it takes maybe about 3 days. Sometimes depending on when you withdraw it, it could be done within a day. I've seen it done within a day. I've seen it done up to a few days. But every week, guys, without failure, by the next Saturday comes, I'm getting paid again. Unbelievable. Yeah. And my previous withdrawal has already hit my account. I'm not waiting a week or more to get my money. So really good return here. So let's just look at this in more detail. The company has lots of ways in which you can get paid if you share it with other people, but I'm only talking about the passive side today. So let's just talk about the force matrix real quick. This is something that you get access to from day one. The moment you become a fully paid up member within CashFX, you get access to this force matrix. Guys, if I tell you how much I love this matrix, it paid us today. Those of us in CashFX already, it already paid us today. And it's just phenomenal. So what we have here is, this is you, say, let's say that's your $1,000 contract. Yeah. And these people that are in different colors, their contracts are underneath you. Now, whether you personally enrolled them or not, CashFX is going to pay you as if you did, as if you knew them all and they all joined because of you. But the way this matrix works is a force matrix. As you become a member, other people that join after you, underneath your spot, whether you, like I said, whether you enroll them. So this is just for passive people as another way for you to make money. It's very rare that you see a company where you don't pay a monthly, you don't pay a join-up fee, and they let you earn from when people withdraw their funds from the profits they've made. So companies like Binance, loads of companies out there, they make a fortune on transaction fees and stuff like that, right? This is a fee that CashFX have given you the ability to earn from. I call it free money. You didn't necessarily have to do anything for this money. When people are withdrawing because they've made profits in CashFX, you earn from this withdrawal fee a percentage based on where you are in the program. So 20% of this fee goes into this bonus and a couple of other bonuses, which I won't have time to explain tonight, but all the way from 3% up to a maximum of 30%. And if you get people on all of these levels 3 to 10, yeah, so sorry, level 1 to 10. So you're gonna have 3 on your front line, and person number 4, let's say you did introduce them, they would just automatically fall underneath the first person that is involved in the program, okay? So like I said, whether you enroll them or not, when they withdraw, you get paid, all right? And you imagine somebody on this level, okay, when you first start out, they're withdrawing money, and their withdrawal may be very small because they've just started. Their contract size may be very small because it just started. Let's fast forward a year from now. Do you think these people that he may have started with a $300 contract will still be on a $300 contract. No way in the world would they be, unless they left the company, right? Unless they lost, didn't know how to log in, because naturally, by the amount of money they just made from the trading, they would have upgraded anyway. And you have to withdraw in order to upgrade. It's amazing, guys. Just imagine this real quick. You enrolled them. When they are looking to upgrade their money, they do a withdrawal, right? So you get paid in the matrix, which pays you twice a month. And then when they upgrade again to the next level, you get paid again, another fast start. I mean, tell me about this program. It's amazing. So you've got all of this as well. Let's say you started with that. Again, I'm going to give that the $300 example this time. You came in just with $300, but you ended up having people on your 4th level, 5th level, let's say your 6th level in the program. If you stayed at the $300, this is another reason why you wouldn't stay at the $300 level. If you stayed at the $300 level and you had all of this money in the matrix, people in the matrix withdrawing money, you're not going to get paid on it unless you personally are at the same level, the contract level that will allow you to get paid on that level. So let's say you have people on your level 5, you need to have a $2,000 contract. If you've got people on your level 6 that are withdrawing money, you need to have a $5,000 contract. Okay, so organically, this side of your business will grow, and the amount of money you start earning on these levels starts to grow as well. Before I was in a position to take advantage of all of the matrix, I was leaving so much money on the table, so much money. And it was like, man, I need to get to that level quick time, because I know, and it really made the difference. And then on top of that, guys, they're going to pay you a 10% match on whatever your personals get. So you go and share this with somebody. A year from now, they're no longer earning or withdrawing from a $300 contract. They may have 10x that by now, right? They may have, gone from 10x to 20x, right? They may have gone to a 10,000 contract or even more, and their withdrawals are reflecting that, and you're getting a 10% match. I'm telling you, if you really get this, like I started to get this after weeks of being involved, the pennies really start to drop. So guys, can't spend too much more time on this. Cash Effects is rock solid. They have incentives like a career path. If you want to really go at this and build this, share it with other people, you can go from receiving an iPad to a Lamborghini. All right, whatever floats your boat. If none of those float your boat, take the money and do whatever you want with it. Buy a tractor, buy a farm, do whatever you want with the money. It's yours. You earned it. They're not saying you can only have this. All right, but the choice is there, yours, if you want that. They say the average millionaire has 7 sources of income. 7 is quite a significant number. And we're not going to have time to unpack all 7 different opportunities. There's a few of them that you heard from Rabu, but think about it, guys. You can't just get it from earning a job, money from a job, right? So we definitely need to be diversifying our source of income. So let's now move me on to Auto BTC. I love this program. I absolutely love this program. This program is really great, not just for people who are brand new to crypto, all right? But people that really want to just earn a significant amount of money from crypto. I like the fact that this is a program that has been put in, which is quite affordable for the masses. And we're gonna unpack this in a second. But this is really and truly an educational company. Okay, their goal here is to provide, quality information on crypto, not just Bitcoin, and not just cryptocurrency, investing per se. So you're going to have access to Bitcoin basics. And actually that goes into a lot more stuff, by the way. Understanding Bitcoin a lot more, video training, okay, building your Bitcoin skills, going from how to learn from ICOs, these coins that are about to launch into the marketplace, and all this kind of stuff. How to even create and run your own ICO. I mean, that's something that floats your boat. These things were really popular, huge a few years ago, and there's some great Kickstarters still out there. But you're going to get access to that, guys. I'm going to show you can get all of that, where you can be making over 50,000 a person in this program just by starting with a small amount of money, very small amount of money. So this is the breakdown of what I'm going to be sharing with you You can see that it's a bit blurry, but this is the breakdown. This is the matrix structure, but different to cash effects is. With cash effects, we don't need to have every single person in the program in order to get paid. This just, we're on the pay line, what we call the pay line. So the first two people that are underneath you in this matrix don't pay you. The people under them pay you. Okay, so the first two pay somebody else. The three underneath them pay you. All right, and then when you have that sixth person in the matrix, what we call a cycle. And so that's kind of the terminology I'm going to be working with today. I'm going to show you how you can position yourself to be making a decent amount of money from this. And just for the ease of explanation, guys, with this company, it costs 0.0056 Bitcoin to get started. So because Bitcoin's gone up a wee bit since I first started doing these presentations, it's more closer to maybe $90 now than it is $70. But just for the number's sake, because I don't want to have to keep messing with these slides every week, let's say it was 0.0056 is $70, okay? And then we know where we stand, right? So again, I mentioned, it's a very simple 2x2 follow me system. So this is you, and Bob and Sue are two people that are underneath your matrix. Now, they don't have to be called Bob and Sue, but just for this example, they're called Bob and Sue, right? They could be called Bobby and Susan. So this is your pay line. Every single person that drops on your matrix, your pay line matrix level, there's only 2 levels, right? You're going to earn exactly what it costs you to get started. So let's say $70 was in, somebody joins, that's $70. Another person, another 70. You will always be looking to make at least 3 times what your initial outlay was. And when the 4th person comes in, what happens is it cycles you and creates a brand new matrix for you. So this is the very first matrix. You $70 in, you made 3 times that, okay? So there's 3 times of 70, and the 4th 70 cycles you into a brand new matrix. No more money out of your own pocket. Remember how with cash effects, when you upgraded, you can do that from the trading profits. Here you can do it from your cycling, right? So you got a second entry, but also if something happens, what happened to that money? You may be asking, did I take it? No, I didn't. It automatically enrolled you into level 1. All right. So level 1, guys, the payout on that is no longer $210. It's $630. So your entry level is 210 from the, if you times these $70, you'll end up with 210. And the same Bob and Sue, they're following you. Now, normally you don't want people stalking you. In this program, you want them following you for sure, right? You want your auto BTC shadow. You see Bob there, you see Sue there, it's all good, right? They're following you. You may not see them at sometimes, but when they come up and see you, it's a good thing, right? And then you may have other people that join you. And this can actually be done without even personally referring anybody. I've seen it happen with my own eyes, all right? So again, what's going to happen when that 4th person joins the matrix? You get another new pay line on your level 1, guys. You've still got your feeder level working for you. You've got your level 1 working for you, but now you've got level 2 working for you simultaneously, guys, right? So you've now got an opportunity to be making almost $1,900. It's actually like $2,000 now because of how Bitcoin has accelerated. But let's just work with the numbers we have here. So it would have been $630 to get in to that position. But you came in with $70, and now you've made $630 per person in this level, paying you out $1,900. Okay, so remember, you've got your feeder level, you've got your level 1 here, and you've got your level 2 opening up right here, guys. I need one of those clickers so you can see it even better. So you're going to go, and this is when I'm going to leave it at this because it can get very messy to go to the higher levels, right? You got that level 2 paid out, right? Which is, 630 times 3, 1,890. That's the amount to get you in to the next level, and you're going to be earning that by 3. So you're now making 5,670 when this cycles, as well as when this cycles. as well as when this cycles, as well as when this cycles. Talk about multiple streams of income. Within CashFX alone, there's like 7 different streams of income. Within this one, we've got another 7 different streams of income. I mean, they said the average millionaire. You guys are more than average. Give yourselves a round of applause. Just by you partnering with what we're doing, you're building up multiple streams of income here. And so you got Bob and Sue, again, following you, now at level 7, guys. This is when it starts to get, this is dangerous money now. You know, $17,000 when this cycles, when this bad boy cycles, $17,000 is going to get paid out. And what did you start with? 70. You see how powerful this is, guys? Well, you don't want to sleep on this. So this is your 7 different profit centers you can benefit from simultaneously at some point, depending on how you go at it. All right. They've got every single thing paid out here. Shows you when you get to level 6, each person that joins on that pay line, that comes on that pay line, there's no other, you know, matrices to open up. That money is yours, straight to you. So you come from the feeder and you look up and you see that level 6 there, 50,000 per person. All right. And as Bitcoin is on the ascend, you know, that can well get to a point where it's over $100,000 a person that joins. I mean, that would fast forward you into CashFX pretty nicely, right? If you came in with $70 and you ended up making $100,000, you just go straight to the $100,000 contract, let them trade that for you at the highest possible level. I mean, you can see how many different ways you can skin this, right? So your entry level would have been 4 BTC, and we know right now 4 BTC is more than, you know, more than $50,000 right now. But you look at this, like I said previously, guys, with CashFX, it's not the, you know, you don't get it like it's static because wow, you can make 4 times. You can make way more than 4 times your money in CashFX. This is just the beginning of earning within Auto BTC. When you think about it, they're just showing you one-time examples of you cycling out of each level. All right, 18.21 BTC. If you add up all of those levels in this example, it's 229,530. Let me just look at what that actually is in monetary terms right now. So I'm just going to go to one of my favorite sites. Wow, let's see. Be interested to see if at the end of this webinar, Bitcoin goes up way more than 17,000. So that's $303,000 with Bitcoin on the ascend. Okay, so it's, you know, whenever you get to that level, I'm sure Bitcoin will be more than what it is right now. So check this out. 3 things you can do with $70. Take your family out. Well, maybe not out because everything's in lockdown. Well, you know, don't know. Can't speak for every single country. But you know, for the vast majority of people, they're in lockdown, but they can order a nice take-in instead. They can obviously fill up your gas in your car. Or you can start with I was going to say CashFX. You can start with Auto BTC as well as your CashFX journey. So you've got these 2 powerhouses working for you. This company's been going for 4 years, guys. You know, and I bumped into the regional CEO in Toronto earlier this year. I mean, 4 years, guys, that this company had been paying out, and they did some really good stuff. They have a stimulus incentive that's going on right now where you can earn up to 0.2 Bitcoin, which is, again, it's a lot of money, right? I think it's like $3,000, something like that. So you can tap into that. So those are your options. Don't get left behind on this one, guys, for sure. Okay, and just to answer a quick note I saw there, you put your Bitcoin address in underneath your profile when you go to make a withdrawal, and then you'll put your address in there. So don't get left behind on this one, guys. Very powerful program. So let's move over to sunny South Africa. Mirror Trade International has been going on since April of 2019. Again, a few months just before CashFX burst onto the scene. And I've been hearing about this company, and what kind of I liked about it, 2 things I really liked about it. And there is a slide which I wish I included in this one, kind of highlighted some of the benefits, is the fact that they compound your money is really important for me. I love that element. And your money's not locked, okay, like a lot of other companies out there. So let's just look at what these guys are doing. I'm going to play that video. Let's just move forward and look at this. So the company started out in April 2019. The CEO is Johan Steinberg. These guys have, you know, they've been running a first-class operation out of South Africa. And the thing that really that kicks it for me is that they use Bitcoin as the base currency. So you saw with Cash Effects, the base currency is the US dollar. So we give them Bitcoin, they convert it into a tradable asset, you know, which is the USD, because the broker they use don't trade with Bitcoin. These guys trade with Bitcoin. What does that mean for you? That's in mirror trade. Is that when Bitcoin goes up, guess what? So does your earnings automatically. I love it, right? And so the more money that they've got at your disposal to play with, so it's great. You can have it in your wallet, you know, you can have it in your exchange, excuse me, or you can have it in mirror trade. I know where I want mine. So some of my money, excuse me, is in mirror trade. So trades are conducted daily on your behalf, just like Cash Effects. All right. So for those of you in Cash Effects, you know, Monday to Friday, boom, you're going to get your money on a Saturday. Same way here, guys. All right. Very transparent. That's the two things I like about both of those companies, is that they've got a great level of transparency, great level. And so they've got a software, just like we have in Cash Effects, trades the markets Monday to Friday. And the base currency, as I mentioned, is in BTC. And so daily profits are automatically added. This is the what we call the compounded element. I mean, Einstein calls it the eighth wonder of the world. I do not disagree with him. Definitely something I love. If you ever compare just linear earnings, which I love to do when I'm in my analytical brain, is look at linear earnings as opposed to compounding earnings. And I'm going to show you an example in the last of these companies I'm going to share with you tonight. The difference between linear and compound. It's night and day, absolutely night and day. Anyway, no joining fees, no admin fees, no subscription fees, no withdrawal fees. Profits is done by trading. These are the guys behind it. Transparency, really key. There's some companies, you don't know who they are, they don't know what they stand for. All right, you know, and these guys have made it very clear they're running a very, very good business out there. So all of their money, guys, all of their money is from trades, from the profits they've made. All right, and they break it down every single week. They tell you every single detail. All right, you know, these guys don't have packages. So in Cash Effects, we use packages. We go from 300 to 500 to 1,000 and up. They have no packages. Okay, you just come in, you put whatever the minimum amount is, and then, you know, if you want to add to it, it's up to you. But this is really key for me. I always highlight that one. Daily compounding growth. Love that. No waiting period, and no withdrawal fees. Okay, no cancellation fees. So you want to get your money out, because unfortunately an emergency's happened. Guess what? They're not going to penalize you for doing that. So they're showing you some of their trade results. On average, they've earned about 0.5% a day. And so you look at their worst trading day, 0.0075. It almost makes me chuckle a bit, because I look at some of my worst trading days, and I wouldn't want to tell anybody. It's just, I'm saying, I want to bring them down. You know what I mean? I don't want to tell nobody. The best trading day has been over 2% in a day. You imagine that, guys. And I'm not here to poo-poo banks. I'll do that on another Zoom. But most of our banks, where we keep our hard-earned money, we can't even get 2% a year. We can't even get 0.5%. Let's be frank. We can't even get 0.5% for the most part. I believe, I think one of the banks I'm actually involved with, they're reducing the amount that they're giving their people. I'm like, seriously, what's there to reduce? But anyway, and their worst trading month has been August, which has been 7.4%. Their best trading month has been September of last year. 13%, guys, in a month. Think about that. This is compounded money. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. So we're talking about these different income streams. If you add them up, you're going to run out of fingers. You got by the different income streams in Cash Effects and the different ones within Auto BTC. You add this to the mix, you're going to have to start counting on your toes. All right. And that's not a good look. Let's just look at the referral side of it. So you've got the binary plan, this is a different compensation to what we have within Cash FX. I didn't mention all the stuff in Cash FX because there's too many to mention, because they have a unilevel and they have other stuff like that. This is a binary, pure and simple, left and right. 2 people needed to activate this. So you need to, the minimum in with this program is $100. All right. So different to what we've seen before, the other programs, $100 in this one. And in order for you to earn from the binary, you need at least $200. So I recommend $250. Don't make the minimums be your maximum, because when Bitcoin, maybe if you come in dead on 200 and Bitcoin went from 16,000 down to 15,900, guess what? You're not qualified. So don't make the minimums, put a little bit up and you'll be good. They're going to pay you on the weaker leg. So in this situation, you got 2 BTC. They'll pay you a percentage on this leg. And let's say the following week, this leg, became the weak leg. They'll pay you on this leg. So whichever's the weakest leg. But the good thing here, guys, I made it really clear and transparent. $1,000 pays you on 20 levels in the binary. 5,000 pays you 30. 10,000 pays you to infinity. So imagine you put $10,000 in here. They're going to obviously trade your $10,000 up for you. And whether you've got people, this is one program, you could technically let it run and a year later withdraw your money. I don't, I'm not an advocate of that. I'm a big believer. Get your seed capital out, play with the profits. But this is one of those programs. You can let it run, let it compound, and a year later, and bring your money out again, because we don't know. Nobody knows tomorrow, right? So we always want to make sure we want to be in touch with our money. So overview: Bitcoin is only used to trade, which again is a massive plus. Just like in Auto BTC, massive plus, because we are earning from Bitcoin. All right. Payouts are from the profits generated. I told you that. No new members are needed for current members to earn. Really important. Really important. This is one of those Ponzi deals that, we need the next set of people to join, because the companies just have no way of paying you. All right. You can draw whenever you please, actually, Monday to Friday. If you want to do it on a weekend, you can't. And I like this, no earning limits on your trade. So like I said, you can put your money in, go on a 2 6-month trips around the world and come back. Those days, it's like such a far cry to just be able to go on a plane and just, anyway, you could just do that and come back and get your money, right? How to get started: get the link from whoever's invited you onto tonight. At least get your link from them. It's free, guys, for the first 7 days. Check it out, kick the tires, download the training, get all the information. They teach you about Bitcoin. They teach you about how to grow your Bitcoin. And you start, the moment you start with $100, they start trading for you. All right. If you start referring people, at least refer 2 people. Okay. Because you want to benefit from the binary, and you'll need to upgrade your level from $100 upwards to over 200, as I showed you. But again, guys, these guys are very transparent. You can see all the information in the background. Okay, so really explosive opportunity here that we have on our hands with Mirror Trade International. So guys, I need to really talk a lot quicker now, because the last of these companies I want to talk about is another company based out in South Africa called Finalmente. Again, these guys came out in April of last year, and I believe they did their proper launch in August. So what these guys do, which is very different to all of the other companies, is that they use money to advertise. They use your money to advertise, and they give you a return on that. So you see why this person's got a big grin there, because they've joined Cash FX and they're making money from there. Especially the Matrix money. They've joined Auto BTC, they've got feeder money. They've joined Mirror Trade, they now get their trading money, and now they've joined Finalmente. And it's like, here we go. You can lend up to 20 Bitcoin if you choose to. And depending on the plan you purchase, there's different percentages. I'm going to crank through an example so that you can see visually, because I like the spreadsheet that I'm going to share with you in a second. So the minimum plan, guys, is like 0.001 of a Bitcoin. Okay, that's the minimum. So let's talk about that real quick. I'm going to go back to my calculator here. 0.001, 16 bucks. All right, let's say 20 bucks, because you're going to have some fees when you send money over. So let's say 20 bucks to get started, and you can earn with this one here. This starter is literally just to put your money in, and I think if you want to advertise, you want to do that. I'm going to tell you something in a minute. Remind me. Classic, You can put your money in up to 1.5 Bitcoin, and you can earn 6% every week. You don't need to do another thing, guys, besides set it up and forget it. And then the week later, boom, you log in, and then you pull your money. If you want to take it out, or if you want to compound it, which I'm going to show you why you might want to consider compounding. And then they've got other plans. If you've got more money to play with, you know, the minimum is 0.015, and it goes up from there. And then they have other plans, which I'm not going to bore you with right now. But I do want to show you an example of what their plans can do for you. And we're going to check it out right now and here and now. So let me just go here real quick. This is a quick snapshot of all of the different plans they have. Uno Classic, all the way to this one called Piskin Blue. I'm sure I'm saying it right. If I'm not, somebody slap me. Now, we're going to look at Bitcoin. I did actually look earlier, and that is, okay, 16,750. I like to play with real figures, real time. So 16,750 is today's price in Bitcoin. And so this plan here, this is actually the plan I'm on, this Piskin Blue one. I've been on this plan for over 4 weeks now, loving it. Does exactly what it says it's going to do. And so what this does, you can punch in some numbers here and to see which one's going to give you the best performance, which one's going to be, you know, second best or the third best based on the different criteria, which is important for you. You may want to say, okay, I want to be in a position where I can get all my seed capital back the quickest. So you may say, all right, this plan here may be the one, or this plan here may be the one, because you can get your money back in 11 weeks. If you can get your money back non-compounded, which is the quickest, well, you can say, okay, well, maybe the Cynic X plan, but you need 1.5 Bitcoin for that one, 28 weeks. So you can choose whatever, or you might want the best compounded ROI, over 500% in a year. You might choose this one. So you can play with this calculator and come to your own conclusion, all right, as to which one you want to run with. So I'm going to give an example here of if this is my plan, by the way. This one here, it pays 7% a week. All right, so I know from 0.1 Bitcoin, you put 0.1 Bitcoin in, and if every week, beside, you know, not taking that money and spending it or doing something else with it, you're reinvesting it week 2. So it now goes from 0.1 of a Bitcoin to 0.107 of a Bitcoin. And then you keep doing that. You keep adding it up. By week 11, take all your money off the table. Take it out. It's yours. You've made your money. You're good. And then you're going to have an ROI of 357%. I'm going to show an example of that in actual monetary terms. If you did the non-compounding way and you just kept pulling your money out, 31 weeks later, you'll get all your money out of the program. All right. And the ROI is about 100%, right? So not quite the same, right? Not quite the same. Now, check this out. I like this. If you're a numbers person like I am, you're going to like this part. I'm going to do this real quick, and then I'm going to move on. Again, I'm going to put in the actual amount of what Bitcoin is. And then once I've selected the plan that I want to run with, I'm going to run with my plan here, the one I like, the one I told you about. Oh, I can't do that. Okay, I'm going to have to just type it in here. So this one here, Skin Blue. I'm going to put in the amount, the investment amount in BTC. So again, I'm just going to put 0.1 of a Bitcoin, all right, which is the minimum for this plan. So if I put my 0.1 in, remember this one pays 7% a week, just like what I showed you before. But now I can actually see the amount of money that's going to give me back. I'm going to get all my capital back by week 11. And the rest is house money, guys. Okay, do whatever you want with everything after this point. You want to take this money and you want to, you know, sail around the world. I've got traveling on my mind today. I want to be free. Let's say you let this run for 52 weeks, the remaining of the year. You've made close to 30,000 profit on your money. Your money's off the table. You know, God forbid anything happens to this company. That's no longer your money. That's the money that you've generated from the money you started out with. This is why I love compounding. You imagine what you can do with this, with mirror trade, with what I've just showed you. You know why a lot of us are extremely happy with what we're doing. So guys, I'm going to move on from here because I can see time slipping away. So you're lending money here. to these guys who are advertising, your plans can be weekly, monthly, you're still getting paid every weekly. I mean, still getting paid weekly. So it doesn't matter. A fortnightly plan or a monthly plan, you're still getting paid weekly. So it's up to you if you want to compound it or not. Of course, I have a referral plan, straightforward. I share it with somebody on my front line. They pay me 3% of deposited funds. They share it with somebody else. They get paid 2% of that, and then 1% on those other two levels. So again, you'll get deposited funds rolled up to you, percentage of that on new deposits made. A very well-run company, from what I'm seeing. Now, the great thing is, guys, we talk about advertising. These guys have a way to promote your mirror trade link all over the internet. Okay, your mirror trade link. They've got a connection with these guys. Of course, they're both South African companies, but they have a connection there that you could just put your link as part of the advertising and get the word out. And their advertising stuff works. I've tested it this weekend. I ran a campaign, and I'll be breaking that down on Thursday's training. But I ran a campaign, and I had so many new opt-ins to my campaign that I was running. So we'll talk about that, the advertising side. But there's only so much time I've got tonight. So last but not least, guys, is mortgage notes. Mortgage notes is a very different than all what I've shared up to this point. Now, I've been involved around real estate to a good number of years, done tons of seminars, never heard of mortgage notes until I came part of this investment group. And so these people, these good-looking people here, they run this mortgage notes course that you work with these guys for 12 months. They get the deals. They show you how to basically take advantage of what these mortgage notes are. So you can earn passively from property that you don't have to even look at, visit, I should say, or have to fix up, anything like that. Don't have to deal with tenants. No, but you're earning passively from it. You can also learn how to, step in the shoes of a banker, really and truly, and actually be the bank. Everything I've shared today is all about you becoming the bank, right? You earning money, multiple streams of income, and you making bank money, not the money that the bank leave you with to live on. You know what I'm saying? So you put yourself in that position to do that. Again, nothing I've shared with you tonight requires referrals in order to get paid. Okay, if you want to go out there and refer, you're going to absolutely get paid, but you don't have to. All right, that's a really important distinction, what we're doing here. All right, and so I'm going to leave the last word to Warren Buffett, one of the most successful investors of our time. He says, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will be working until the day that you die. And there's nothing wrong with working. Make no mistake about that, but doing something you like to do, love to do, are interested in doing. I don't call it work. I don't call what I do work. I've never called it work. I left the corporate world 5 years ago, and I work, but I don't call it work because I love what I do. So I suppose that's the definition that I'll leave you with. So guys, we are pretty much all done. I do want to touch on something on the new phase that's coming out. I won't have time to go into it, but what I will say is, in terms of preparation for the new phase. Now, on my website, you're going to see the companies that I've just shared with you. Besides one, I didn't share with you Amazon, because there is a way for you to be an Amazon. In fact, before I even talk about that, we're going to be talking about different wallets. Yeah. So if you're brand new to crypto, there's loads of videos on here that Rabbi talks about how to set up these different things, and even an exchange like Binance, because you're going to need that when you're not necessarily for this, but going forward, you're definitely going to want an exchange to tap into some of those cryptos that you may not currently be involved with. And even the ones I just showed you at the front end, AAV, I mean, that one is always popping up every single week. So this is the suite of investments that we have access to right now. Okay, so we've gone from all the way from cash effects to mortgage notes, and I showed you, with these guys, they have a way which you can partner with them. But again, once their class is finished, I think the last webinar was November the 5th. That's it, right? But one thing I will say about these guys, not only can you get the book, you can get the audio, and as well as working alongside them via Facebook. These guys have been given a really good thumbs up from the SEC, the Security and Exchange Commission, based on the training that they've given. So if you want to hire, you can't, to get an accolade like that, it's pretty something. SEC goes after people that are running Ponzi's and stuff like that, right? Are fabricating the truth. And so, to get the thumbs up from the SEC, pretty something. So these guys have been around a good while. You can partner with them, and God bless you. And then, make your money with them, right? So let's just have okay. So, the webinar is done on a Thursday, I think, because it's now closed because they've got all their people for now. So let's just move on from there. Amazon stores is $25,000 to get started with that. And that's seasonal. So the next opening will be next year. Now, I believe, guys, I strongly believe everything I've shown you can give you that money to get started in Amazon stores. But the next phase that's coming out within a month's time, we're literally about a month away from the new phase coming out. And all I can say to you guys is I've seen something that I believe it not only is going to massively complement what we're currently doing with this investment group, but it's going to fast track some of that money into your pocket. Now, the difference, the big difference is, let me go back to the breakdown here on coin market. We're going to be using Tron for this next phase. TRON. It's got a ticker symbol TRX. So not like the group or the prehistoric monster. We're talking about TRX as the asset. Now, what TRX right now is dirt cheap. It's 0.025 of a cent of, it's not even a cent, right? So you can buy some of this right now and have it prepared. So how are you going to buy it? There's many different ways. You want to have a wallet like Cleaver. I'm going to go to Cleaver.io. This is a wallet that you can use to store, because what they're going to be using is something called a smart contract. You need to have a particular type of wallet. So your existing wallets that we talked about on these webinars aren't going to cut it, because it's going to be peer-to-peer direct money in. You need something that's going to allow you to be able to receive money in that way. So this is what you can do to prepare yourself is download this on your phone. There's other browsers you can use, right? Just going to show you two real quick. Tron Link is another one. This is a desktop version as well as a cell phone version. So it's up to you which way you want to go at it. You can do it either which way, right? I do like the Cleaver one, the Tron Wallet Me. I think it's very clean, really nice layout. So I've kind of run with that. So I'm not going to go into all the details on the new one just yet, because it's $100, but it's $100 off Tron to get started in the new phase. Okay, and it has got a very good, I would say, compensation model that you can benefit from. Just going to bring up just one little image, and I'll be done on this. So let me just show you. This is just an example of what phase 7 is going to, well, phase 1, sorry. So we've got these different phases. This is going to be the new phase 1. And so I just want to quickly talk on this. If you put $100 into this program, it will open up what we call your level 1. And with the software, this company's been around since 2012 in existence. They have a very robust referral model, okay, that you can benefit from. But if you didn't, just on the trading that they can do for you alone, once you put your Tron in one of those Tron wallets that I've mentioned, and when the company goes live, when this part of their company goes live, because they haven't got one single referrer right now in the program, not one single affiliate, you can put your money to work. And this is what some people have done already, and they've made money on their money, up to the tune of around 300, 400% on their money. And because it compounds, it can go as high as 1,500% on your money. So again, like I mentioned with all the other phases, you don't need to refer a single person. But guess what? If you did, it's going to open up a whole stream of different ways to get paid, which I don't have time to go through onto tonight. But I would like to go into more of that on the training on Thursday. But just showing you a quick example here, you've got two sides of it. You've got the smart contract side on the left, and on the right-hand side, you've got the fund. So this is a company that's trading. Just think about what we kind of have right now with one of the investments with Cash Effects, for example, that you can look at what they're trading for you Monday to Friday, but you can also look at the network element to it. This is going to have the capability for you to be able to see that through their app, and you can see the kind of money that you can be generating from this. So we are about 30 days away from this going live. Very excited by what I'm seeing. I believe this will definitely end a lot of people's year in a really good way. On top of all what we're currently doing, this for me would be the icing on the cake, right? So there you go, guys. I'm done. So let me just stop the recording. And I don't